everyone, Amanda Cline here, and today we have the 2025 Infiniti QX80. I'm going to show you what I think makes this a really great SUV and a few things that I think could be improved, so let's take a look. There are 4 trim levels for the QX80 this year. The first one's going to start at around 82, but we're driving the Autograph, which is the top trim level. It starts at around 112, but it does have a lot of features. A lot of those are inside and they're convenience features and comfort features, which I'll go over in a little while. But 112 is kind of expensive, so you'll have to weigh your options, but it does have basically everything that you could want in an SUV. One of the things Infiniti improved upon this year is the engine. This is now a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 that gets 416 horsepower, and that gives it the ability to tow 8,500 pounds, which is so important for an SUV of this size. It also gets really good fuel economy. We've had this for a whole week, and I haven't had to fill it up once, which is really good, and I was surprised at how good the fuel economy is. It's matched, and if not, has been better than the fuel economy estimates that they gave us. So I've been driving the QX80 for about a week, and I've taken it on many shopping trips. One of the things that I really liked about it is that it has air suspension that helps lower it when you're trying to fill the cargo area with stuff. So when I took it to the grocery store and was trying to put all my water bottles in the back, and when I took it shopping and needed to put dresses in the back, it lowers it for you so you don't have to climb into the cargo area in order to get all of that stuff in there. When you're going over rough terrain, or like when I was on the highway, it lifts it up so that it's a little more comfortable, but it's automatically adjusting it, and you can change the drive mode so that if you're doing something and you want it to be lower, you can go ahead and lower it. If you want it to be higher, you can go ahead and make it higher, and that's going to make it more comfortable. But it's really nice that it adjusts like that so that you can kind of choose the height at which the QX80 sits. One of the really cool convenience features in here is that all of these seats are power folding. So let me show you how that works on here. You're going to go through the menu, and I think you're going to go to Vehicle, and you're going to go to Seat. And once you're in Seat, you're going to go to Power Folding Rear Seats, and you are going to select these 4 seats, or whichever ones you want to do. It says select seat to operate and apply action, so we're going to select all 4 of these seats in the back, and then we're going to click the power folding button and watch them all fold. It's like magic. So now you folded all of the seats without any effort at all, and you can go ahead and raise them the same way. So I'm going to select those 4 seats again, and I'm going to hit raise, and they're all going to go back up. So you don't have to get out of the car at all for lowering or raising any of the seats back here, which is going to make it really easy to get in and out of here. One thing that I think is really important about giant SUVs like this is the camera system, and this one has really good cameras all around. So the camera button is down here, and as you can see, this has a 3D camera system, so it's showing us all around the car right now, but I'll show you the different camera angles. So there's directly in front of us. This is that invisible hood option, so it's going to show you what's directly in front of the bumper, which is helpful for when you're parking. This is showing you, I think, what is like underneath the car. And then this is the 3D system, so you can see my cameraman over here and what's on the side of the car. You can see the back, all around it, and it's just really helpful when you have such a large SUV that you might not be used to parking or driving. These camera systems are really good, and it's really clear. I've driven some cars lately that just haven't had a very quality camera system, but this one has given me the ability to see all around the car, and it's very clear, so you're able to see everything really well. Inside, I think that the QX80 actually looks really good. As you can see, these have really nice seats. There is a 24 speaker sound system, and these are speakers that are going to help isolate the noise so you can kind of hear whatever you want to hear in your own seat. It also has a fridge here, It's got a wireless charger here. This is the touchscreen area. Infiniti also went and improved how quiet it is in the cabin. So it's up to 3 decibels quieter, which is really nice for road trips when people might be sleeping or if you're trying to take business calls. But another thing that they really improved upon is the whole interior. They made it longer, it's wider, it's taller, and that gives you more space in all 3 rows. There's going to be more headroom, there's more leg room, and you can even get in the back row if you're an adult. So if you're looking for a car that can fit everyone comfortably, this is going to be much improved over the last year's version. I really like these screens that they used here, the digital dash. There's a head-up display, I'm not sure if you can see it. And this is touchscreen up here, so as I was showing you earlier, you can go ahead and touch these different things and check out the menu. The navigation is pretty clear. It has Google Maps. I haven't had much luck with it though. But it's been easy enough to use, and it is very responsive while you're pressing it. Then you have all of the climate stuff down here. Some people prefer that the climate settings are real knobs that you don't really have to take your eyes off the road for, and I understand that. I think that Infiniti was trying to fit a lot in the system, which the touchscreen has made it a little bit easier to do that. So you can see this is the front, the rear. You can go ahead and select your heated or cooling seats. Your drive modes are here, so if you're towing, like I said, you can tow up to 8,600 pounds, I think it is. So your tow mode is here, your raising and lowering of the suspension is here. So I don't think that you would have been able to fit all of that in if you just had little knobbies. I've actually really liked being able to change everything right here as I've been driving around, and like I said, as I've been shopping and trying to fit things into the back. But one thing that I find really annoying is that this isn't necessarily a touch screen. So as you can see, I'm touching it, but it's not doing anything. You have to touch it and click it. You probably can't hear it, but you have to touch it and click it for it to do anything. So you're taking your eyes off the road to hunt through these menus to be able to change things, and you're not able to just like press it and touch it for it to change things. You have to actually like click it in order to make it change. So I've found that really annoying, and I think that maybe if you were going to have such a touch screen, it should just change when you're touching it. So that's just one thing to be aware of when you're trying it out. Like, you're not going to be able to just touch it. You have to go ahead and click it, which is fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just something that annoys me. As you can see on the touch screen up here, this actually has a lot of features that you can use that are really cool. So it's got a dash cam, Apple CarPlay, interior light, the Google Play Store, maps, in-touch services, all of that stuff. But the dash cam is actually really cool, so I'll show you how that works. So this is the front of the vehicle right now. You can record stuff. You can, if you have a little memory card in here, you can record things without having to have an external dash cam, which is actually really helpful. But if you go to inside camera, you can see us on the inside right now, and it'll even take a picture. So we'll take a picture. I'm gonna wave. Now Infiniti has a photo of me in there. They're so lucky. And the camera's up here. So that's a really helpful feature that you can have. And then if you want to get something off of it, you can use that little memory card, or some of the other stuff is stored over here. You can delete the files if you want. But that little interior dash cam is cool. I'll show you some of the other settings too while we're in here. Apple CarPlay. You know, I love an interior light, and this has colored ambient lights. So I have it set on red right now, and you can't really see it because it's not so dark, but you can change the colors here, and you have to choose between spring, summer, autumn, and winter to find your correct color palette, which, whatever. So you can change it to snow blue, and then it's hard to see in this light, but you can see here that the ambient lights are blue, and they're going to show up over here on the door wells, stuff like that. So they did a nice job with the interior lights, and then I'll show you some of the other things in here. We have maps, which is really helpful with this screen and the head-up display. The navigation is going to show you where you're going if you put a destination in there. You have Amazon Alexa. My Q Garage is cool. You know, you can open your garage door without having that external app. More on the dash cam. Apple CarPlay, which has worked pretty well. It has wireless Apple CarPlay. It's actually connected to someone's phone right now. But there's just a lot of settings up here that can help you personalize it. And you can go ahead and save everything in your little individual profile, which is set here for Dave right now. And you can save some of the features in there that you want. So when you get in and out of the car, it's going to recognize you and it's going to go ahead and load some of those features, which is cool. One of the cool comfort features for passengers back here in the second row is that the seats have basically everything that the front row has. So on this little screen here that I'll show you, you can adjust the climate. These are heated and ventilated, and then they also have massagers on them, which is really cool. So you can select sleep massage, and you can select the right or left seat, choose the intensity and what kind of massage you want, and you can get a massage while you're in the second row. That's usually something that's reserved for the front row for the passenger and for the driver, so it's really cool that the people in the second row can go ahead and utilize that feature as well. The Infiniti QX80 has a really comfortable interior. It's got nice seats no matter where you're sitting in here, and just overall it's improved for the 2025 year. If you're looking for a luxurious 3-row SUV with a long list of features, I highly recommend checking out the QX80.